Hello everyone, Lisa Thomas from B&I Melbourne North, and welcome to Network Success Northside Notables, our podcast where we celebrate the local heroes in our business community. So today we've got Dave from Westflow Plumbing with us, and he's going to talk about his business. So Dave, how did you get into plumbing?
Originally, it was out of either doing an accounting degree. So I got accepted in year 12 into a university. I was going to do accounting. At the same time, I had an old neighbour reach out to my stepdad, and he was a plumber, and he was looking for an apprentice, and kind of figured that I might be getting to the end of my schooling, and reached out to my stepdad, said, "Hey, listen, you think Dave might be interested in an apprenticeship?" And at that point, it was just like weighing up which one I was going to go with, whether I was going to go to uni or, go straight into an apprenticeship. And I just thought maybe I'd just start earning some money first up, and maybe that might be the better way to go. And ended up picking plumbing for that reason at the start. And then, really just fell in love with the trade and everything about it, during that 4 years.
And so how long have you been running your own business?
I've been in business for 8.5 years.
Yep.
I was in a partnership with one of my best mates for 7.
Yep.
And then we went our separate ways, and I started another business, which is Westflow Plumbing Group.
Yep.
And I've been doing that now for a little over a year and a half now.
Yep.
Yep.
So lots of people have the perception that plumbers are only dealing with not very nice things,
Yep.
that, toilets, etc.
Yep.
But what do you actually do, and what do you really like about the plumbing trade?
Well, my main focus now is the really dirty things, the really dirty side of plumbing, which are the block drains.
Yes.
I haven't always been doing that kind of thing, but that is what I strongly focus on at the moment, and it is the dirtier side. It's going to places where there's block drains, and it's not as dirty as what people think, although throughout my career I have seen a couple things that would really
You've got horror stories?
One horror story that I've got that comes to mind. But look, there are a heap of other things in plumbing that aren't so dirty. I've been for pretty much my whole career doing a lot of residential maintenance work. So that could be anything from a burst pipe in your front garden. It could be dripping taps inside. Could be a toilet that constantly leaks. Could be finding a gas leak. Things along those type of things, is what I've been doing.
Yep. So you go to trade school to learn your trade.
Yep.
But where do you think that you got the the interest to start your own business from? Because that's running a business, a trade business is different to just doing your trade and doing it well.
Yeah, I think if you're lucky enough to have a good boss and learn the trade and pick up the right skills, that's one thing. You can become a really good plumber. But when you take that step into the business world and start running a business, it's something that no one's taught you an apprenticeship on.
Yep.
And everything's, you're learning kind of as you go. But now there's a lot of podcasts and stuff that I have been listening to for a long time that really help. Maybe if there was an influence into why I got into running a business, maybe just seeing my dad run a business for so long.
Yes.
He ran a photography business for maybe 11 or 15 years. So, maybe that was a bit of an influence as to why I decided to, rather than just work for someone my whole life, take a shot at running a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you talk to people when they start their business. It's amazing when you say to them, "Oh, is there any other people in your family?" And there's usually somebody that's been running a business that they've watched or seen the ups and downs, because business, we all want to be successful, but when you're a small business owner, you do have your ups and downs.
Yep.
And there's usually people that they've seen that have been a role model to them.
Yep.
And that even though it may not be conscious, there's that in the back of your mind that, that's an option for you rather than people that have never been exposed to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess that's probably what it is. It's probably a bit of my dad and a bit of, one of my best mate at school his dad was in business as well and ran a gym for so many years. So maybe a couple of those was what influenced me to, start my own business.
Yep. Yep. So if you were going to share some of the tips that you've learned, and I mean, obviously working in a partnership as well is different to running your own business too.
Yep.
And if there's any tips or things that, things that you would share for people that were business owners themselves or thinking about going, or perhaps trades that are working for someone, but they really want to get out there on their own, what would you suggest that they do and the steps that they could take?
Yeah, I think there's probably a misconception that it's going to be easier than working for someone, and the advice is that I've got is you just have to grind and keep grinding because it's not going to be easy. You're going to be putting in more hours than you ever did working for your employer at the start until things till you've got systems in place, employees in place, procedures in place. But until then, you're wearing all the hats. Look, it's rewarding. 100%. I wouldn't have it any other way, and that's probably the best part about it. But yeah, I mean, if you're up for the challenge, I think it's worth having a crack. But yeah, it's going to be a grind.
Yep. Okay. So what sort of hours do you do?
So majority of the time, getting to my first client in between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Probably be wrapping up and on the way home in between 3 and 5 o'clock. Then I might be doing things on the computer till, not every night. Could be some nights I'm on the computer till about 8, 9 o'clock, but definitely not every night.
Yep.
But yeah, there's some long hours there.
Yep.
On the weekends, putting in some hours to try and catch up on some admin stuff, respond back to emails. So
Yep.
long hours.
Lots of hats.
Lots of hats, wearing lots of hats. Yep.
So as a business owner, I mean, all of us, we need to, I suppose, sell ourselves and sell our services. So with the trades, there's two components of that because you've got to quote on things and quote on jobs, and then you need to work with the customer to actually secure the work. So where do you get your experience on quoting and things like that? Does that come from, do they teach you that in trade school or?
No, I mean, that's all. I mean, quoting, you learn pretty quick if you're under quoting a
Yes.
job.
Yeah.
I mean, now after a little bit of experience and being in business for so long and then listening to some podcasts, you got to kind of just understand how much it costs for you to be in the position that you're in terms of your running costs.
Yes.
And then also with your running costs in mind, once you've worked them out, working out, okay, well, what's a healthy profit? What's a good profit look like to you?
Yep.
And from those two bits of information, you can then work out your hourly rate. When you have your hourly rate, now obviously you get to a point where I'm at now, you've been in the industry for so long where the jobs that you're trying to win, you've done them before. So
Yes.
you know how long they're roughly going to take. Give or take an hour or two. Sometimes, you don't always get them, but with your hourly rate that you've worked out, you're now putting that, you're now using that hourly rate to work out, okay, well, I've got to replace a hot water service. It's going to take me X amount of hours. It's going to take me X amount of materials. That's how I work out my jobs.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's small. And then, for larger jobs, you're just multiplying that on a larger scale.
Yep.
How many days is it going to take you? What's the materials involved, etc.
Yep.
If there's any equipment you need to get the job done as well. Yeah.
So it's a bit of trial and error, you say, to start off with.
Can be at the start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And how do you go with, securing the jobs? Because, plumbing can be quite competitive, I would think.
Yeah. So the sort of work that I'm focused on at the moment is residential maintenance, reactive work. There is a lot of competition. I think what separates me from my competition, trying to build up credibility within the local areas that I'm targeting. I think that can be the deciding factor. So that's how I believe I'll win over customers in the area over my competitors.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I hear that you've been doing a little bit of social media. Is that how you've been trying to win some people over? With what sort of things have you been doing on social media?
Yeah, so I've got Amma and Venna doing my socials, and I've been just recording jobs that I'm completing during the week, some jobs, and getting them to edit it, putting a little bit of a funny twist on some of them, and putting them all up on, opening up an Instagram account, which I didn't have. I was always on Facebook, but now got the Instagram account, and then running those videos through the socials, been getting some good results, and people that don't know you and go onto your Facebook page or your Instagram can learn a little bit more about you, and get a little bit more of a personalized impression from you, because there's a video of you speaking and talking, and they've got the person there rather than a phone call and they don't know who they're dealing with.
Yep.
So I feel like it's helped
Yep.
a lot in that respect. It's been a little bit hard getting in front of a camera and doing it all the time.
That's what I was going to say to you. What did you have to overcome personally to be able to do that? Because I know that's the biggest challenge for lots of people.
Yeah, just getting in front of the camera.
Yes.
So I hate that. I hate listening to my voice when I'm watching a recording back. But yeah, that was the fear that after you do it a few times, it doesn't seem so bad. So yeah.
Well, that's good. And you're obviously getting good results from it.
Yeah, no, definitely. So a lot of family, friends. I think one thing I've noticed too is, like, when I'm putting out the videos, and family, friends who know I'm what I do, they know I'm a plumber, but it kind of refreshes that in their heads, and then they're referring me more often as well.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that happening more since I've started the socials.
Yeah, it keeps you front of mind.
Yeah, keeps it front of mind in front of friends and family.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. So I know that you're a member of a BNI group. Do you want to just share how BNI has helped you with your business?
Yep. So I had heard of BNI before I joined up the group. It was one of the things that an old business coach told me to check out. It could be a good way for gaining leads. But I was always pumping myself on Facebook and on the social groups, and one of the members seen one of my posts and reached out to me and said, and talked to me a bit about BNI and told me to come down, and I went and visited a meeting one time, and enjoyed it. Ended up joining something a little bit different, something that I wasn't really used to. Every day I'm just working one-on-one with a customer and walking into a room full of professionals and business owners, and 20 to 30, sometimes 50 people in the room. Wasn't really something I'd ever done before. So that was really new to me. And it was same thing, like stepping in front of a camera when you're doing the socials.
Yes.
It was that kind of fear that came over me when I first went into a BNI meeting.
Yep.
But then I thought, I'm going to give it a go, and it's really worked well for me. Not only am I receiving referrals from our chapter, the BNI Better Together group, but I've reached out to maybe 3 different plumbers in other networks, other regions.
Yes.
So there's probably 4 in total who past work, I reach out to them if it's something in their area.
Yes.
But then just other members from visiting other regions, other chapters in other regions, and there's a few people that I'm receiving referrals from now.
Yeah. No, it's great that the network is a bit wider for you, because I know the travel sometimes can actually kill that profit that you try to make with your job. So if you can stay in the local area but have trusted people that you can refer to in the areas that perhaps are a little bit further away, can be really beneficial. So it's fantastic that you've been able to utilize the network that way.
Yeah, I think too, like the fact that you've got the BNI Connect and members can look up other members in other regions and other areas of Victoria. I think maybe it was a month into being a member, or maybe the second month, and I had a call from a property agent out in the southeast, maybe Frankston Way, and she didn't have too many properties out this way, but there was one that she had an issue with that was around the corner from my house.
Yes.
She goes, I found you on the network and, just wondering whether you're interested in going out. And I said, yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Cool. And when I hanged up the phone, I just couldn't believe how well the network, worked.
Works.
Yeah.
Yep.
How well it works.
Yep.
So, yeah.
No, that's great. So we usually get the guests to talk about, you said that you listen to different podcasts and things like that. So what would you recommend? Well, what would be your recommendations from from you as a business owner to another business owner, or your tips? And what would be a book or a podcast that you would recommend as well?
Look, if we're talking about advice to another tradie, I think in terms of podcasts, one of the best podcasts that I've found beneficial for me is the Lifestyle Tradie podcast.
Okay.
That's the hosts, Andy and Angela, used to run a plumbing business in Sydney, and that was the first podcast I was hooked to, and took a lot out of it. So I think that's a great podcast for any trade. I mean, like if there's a business owner, if there's another tradesman out there, carpenter, electrician, and another bit of advice would be to maybe join your association. So I'm a part of the Master Plumbers. They've got a technical support team. They've got a HR team, so business technical support person. They've got support people in all different areas of business. So when you ever have any questions, you're unsure of anything, you can reach out to your association. I think that's a really good tool to have in your toolbox.
Yep.
Yeah, because everyone's got questions and no one knows everything, whether it's business related or regulations related for your own trade.
Yes.
It's good to have people to call who have their heads around everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you want to share one of your horror stories with us? Or have you got a good story, a good plumbing story for us?
Look, I think with the sort of work that I do, it's you go into a house and there's a very obvious issue, whether it's a toilet that's leaking, a tap that's leaking, or a storm water drain that's blocked up. And so it's when you go in there and you fix, whether it takes you an hour or it takes you a day or 2 days to repair any of these issues. I think all of it's a good story, seeing the impression on the customer's face, saying that they're not going to have to deal with their storm water drain backing up again. They're not going to be fearful that water's going to run back into their garage or in their house. So when you get that kind of what do you call it? When you see a customer really happy in that moment, yeah, that's a good day, good story,
day? Yep.
good story, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, Dave, if people want to use you for their plumbing issues, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so you can call me on my mobile, 0499 458 777. I'll answer that phone most hours of the day, but you can reach out to me via email as well, dave@westflowplumbinggroup.com.au. They're Facebook as well. If you go on my Facebook page, Westflow Plumbing Group, you can reach out to me via Facebook, Instagram. They're pretty much it.
Okay. And do you think we'll be seeing you on TikTok soon?
No, I don't know. I wouldn't rule anything out, but I've got my hands full doing what I'm doing on Instagram and Facebook at the moment. To be adding any more socials into it at this stage, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well, thanks for coming along today.
Yep. Thanks for having me.